Thank you all for joining us today. Today, there are still a few people taking their seats, so we're going to give it a couple more minutes and we'll get started. Thank you all for joining us today to hear more about our automated product assessment tool, RateMyProduct. I'm Mary Fallon, Marketing and Sales Manager here at Bioinformatics. We've created a lot of buzz around this tool, and product and marketing managers throughout the industry are pretty excited about it. And we are too. Rate My Product's not like any other market research tool on the market. It was designed specifically for life science suppliers so they could quickly test a product's multiple market attributes at any stage of a product's life cycle at a nominal cost. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll give you an overview of Rate My Product and describe different ways you can use this product assessment tool. At the end of our discussion, we'll have an opportunity to take any questions you may have. But first, for those of you who don't know us, it's important to establish our expertise with you so that you understand why we're the company that you can count on to automate market research in scientific markets. For almost 20 years, Bioinformatics LLC has been conducting market research for companies that sell products and services to scientific markets. In fact, we focus exclusively on scientific markets, which sets us apart from other market research firms that cast a much wider net. We know your markets, we know your products, and there's hardly a question that we haven't asked a scientist about what you need to know about your products and services. What our clients appreciate about us is our ability to speak the language of science in artfully designed surveys, focus groups, and discussions to distill what you need to know about launching new products, refining your marketing strategy, and monitoring customer satisfaction. We assign a lead science analyst to each project so that the technology is communicated in a clear, relatable way to the scientists whose opinions you need. The Science Advisory Board was founded in 1997 and continues to grow. This online community of scientists provides a forum for researchers to connect to one another and to provide survey feedback to manufacturers about products and services. In order to be a member of the Science Advisory Board, researchers provide a detailed profile on their areas of expertise, the work they do, and the instruments they use. Because of this information that we have about our members, we can target qualified researchers to answer specific questions about your products. It's this proprietary network of experts that enables us to go directly to researchers that are using your products and get fast turnaround feedback for your Rate My Product report. I would also encourage you to check out our website to see our client list. We are working with all the suppliers in your space, and there's a high likelihood that we're either working for you now or we've done so in the past. Our presenters today are Bill Kelly, president here at Bioinformatics LLC, Robin Rothrock, director of publications, and myself. So now I'm going to turn it over to Bill.
Thanks, Mary. And thank you to everyone for joining us. It's nice to see a lot of familiar names on the attendee list today, some old friends, but some new ones as well. I hope you'll find this very interesting because we're very excited about it. And our results to date are very, very encouraging. And I think this is going to be a fundamental change in the way a lot of product managers um, think about developing their products and going to market. Um, so why did we develop Rate My Product, this automated product assessment tool? And the simple answer is in that the last 20 years, which is kind of amazing to say, we've been talking to product managers that are selling and developing new products for scientists. And frequently we hear the same pain points expressed to us in our conversations with our clients. Um, what do we hear? We these common themes. So this is what people have been telling us for years, and maybe it sounds familiar to you as well. The timeline's too short. Your products have to be at the forefront of cutting edge technologies and make the job of scientific discovery less complicated, more efficient, more accurate. And what this means to you is that you need to continually produce an ever changing array of products for scientists to choose from. And these go to market decisions that you're confronted with are made in very short order. And oftentimes, and of course, this is a frustration for us at bioinformatics, these decisions are made without the necessary market validation. There's a lot of guesswork that goes into product management. And really, you trying to play detective as to why a product is not performing well can be challenging without market data that illustrates areas where your product may be weak. Too often, teams have to rely only on intuition and experience. And of course, intuition and experience are invaluable, but it can be misleading without the hard data to support you. And finally, common objection when we're talking to product managers is that the budget is too small. And it's not just for the product development, but for market research. Even if you have a market research budget at all for your product development activities. Because to conduct a simple market research survey probably starts somewhere around $10,000. But as projects become more complex, the cost quickly elevates. And although an in depth understanding of the market is critical, budget may not have been allocated to your product or to your product line. And it's a reality that most product and marketing managers are forced to deal with, whether they like it or not. So, over the years, we've talked to hundreds of managers who are frustrated by what they needed to accomplish, oftentimes without the benefit of market research. And Rate My Product is our response to your dilemma. In Rate My Product, we have created an automated tool to quickly and easily capture product performance data to get a read on the market's reaction to the features that you think are most important, as well as your messaging and your pricing. In addition, we've included benchmarking data so that product and marketing managers can assess how your product stands up to those of other life science suppliers. We developed this tool for you based on our involvement in hundreds of projects over 2 decades at all stages of new product development. So, Rate My Product is a self serve market research tool that you can generate at your convenience and without the need to engage an outside consulting service like us. 100 prospective customers will rate your product on 7 key predictors that we know from our experience to contribute to market success. The raw data is then run through a sophisticated statistical engine that we've developed to generate a score on each of the following attributes. How does the market receive your value proposition? Is it going to be useful? Is it innovative? How well did you communicate the value that this product delivers? Is your pricing effective? What are the criteria used to buy this product, to make that purchase decision? And finally, differentiation. Is it fundamentally different from what else is on the market? The scores for each indicator are analyzed to obtain your Rate My Product score. A high RMP score is a good indicator of the overall value a customer will place on your product. The scores for your new product are also compared to industry averages to provide a benchmark as to how your product is perceived relative to others. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But maybe you're still not clear about exactly how this works or what it would look like if you were to use Rate My Product. So Mary is now going to go into detail as to what you can expect when you decide to deploy Rate My Product on one of yours. Mary?
So, first of all, Rate My Product is very easy to use. Here's how it works. You complete an online form that answers a few questions about your product, including a description. We encourage you to use the same description you're using or planning to use in your marketing message because you'll be rated on that too. This form will also include the price of your product or a price you wish to test. When the form is complete, you'll then choose your target market. Your target audience can be segmented by region, US or Europe, by technique, we have 30 of them, or by area of research. After you've filled out your form and chosen your target audience, you hit submit and we do the rest. Take a look at the techniques and areas of research you can choose from. You choose your region, a scientific technique, and even the area of research if you wish. Next, 100 researchers from our Science Advisory Board will evaluate your product on multiple attributes. Keep in mind that not only is your product being rated, these prospective customers are also spending time giving your product consideration, which promotes awareness of your product and your brand. And the final step is that within 5 business days, you'll be alerted that you can go online and view your Rate My Product results. So, what does your report look like? Your scores will be presented in a dashboard style format similar to this example here. This dashboard provides a snapshot of how each of these attributes are performing and how they measure up with the industry average. Each of these scores are derived from multiple data points, calculated so you can review your final results in a quick to read format. As you can see, you'll receive scores on each of the product and market attributes Bill mentioned before, with additional reporting for each of the individual attributes. Market receptivity. A high market receptivity score indicates that the company has correctly identified a customer need and has presented a compelling solution to the market. Your product utility score measures the desirability of various features. The innovation score indicates whether or not customers feel the product brings something new to the marketplace. Marketing effectiveness measures brand awareness and clarity of marketing message. Pricing effectiveness measures appropriateness of pricing. Your purchase criteria score provides an understanding of the attributes that a potential customer values most in the products presented. And finally, your differentiation score indicates how unique your product features are compared to your competitors. So, Rate My Product can provide a snapshot of your product's performance to quickly identify strengths and weaknesses, the missing piece of the puzzle. Plus, you can assess how your product is performing against industry averages. So, how much would it cost for you to collect all of this data yourself or to outsource it to a third party? To commission a report that would encompass the scope of one Rate My Product could run anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. Plus, the turnaround time for a full-blown market report is typically 4 to 6 weeks. But that's not the case for Rate My Product. One of the features of Rate My Product that our clients are most happy about is the cost. For $1,500, your product will be measured on all of the attributes we've described. and the turnaround is only 5 business days. So now let's talk about some ways you can use this low budget, fast turnaround tool. As a former marketing manager and product line business manager at Life Technologies and ATCC, Dr. Robin Rothrock was actively involved in new product development. Robin has joined us today to provide insights as to a few of the ways you can use Rate My Product to give you confidence and provide direction as you work your way through the product development process. For starters, Robin, tell us about how Rate My Product can be used for those 11th hour gut checks that most product managers are familiar with.
Thanks, Mary. Going back to what Bill and Mary have said earlier, many times you have little or no money available for external market research. During the course of new product development, your team has taken advantage of internal knowledge developed from years of experience. Sometimes, though, you might want customer validation of your marketing message or your price on a new product just to make sure you're going down the right path when you still have time to make changes. The high level and the detailed reporting that you get from the Rate My Product dashboard and report can confirm the decisions that you've made or give you the heads up that you might have a problem.
And how can Rate My Product be used to test geographic differences in multiple target audiences?
Rate My Product gives you the flexibility you need to select your target audience. You can select by geographic region, either the United States or Europe. You can target a specific customer type by the techniques they currently perform or by a broad category of research. Because Rate My Product is so reasonably priced, you can select multiple RMP modules for the same product and vary the target audience. This would be a great way to see if there are differences by region or by customer type and allow you to tailor your tactical marketing to the most receptive target audience.
And how can product and marketing managers use Rate My Product to monitor performance?
I think it would be really easy to use Rate My Product to monitor a product over time. Because the format is consistent and does not vary, it is ideally suited for this task. Rate My Product can be deployed during development, prior to product launch, and then at intervals post release. You can make the decision whether to run exactly the same product description over time or to vary it if you have updated the marketing collateral or if you've changed the price. If, as a marketing or product manager, you are seeing market specific differences, either by customer segment or by region, then Rate My Product might help you figure out what's working and what might need to be changed.
So here's one that a lot of people appear to be very interested in. Tell us how Rate My Product can be used to compare performance against industry averages.
Because the Rate My Product format is standardized, it really facilitates the collection of data not only across your own product portfolio, but also to understand how customers perceive similar products from other suppliers. At the end of last year, we ran our own experiment to test this hypothesis. That is, the ability of Rate My Product to provide competitive insight and market intelligence. As an example of Rate My Product's power and versatility, we use this automated tool to measure the performance and value of several low throughput, benchtop real time PCR machines. This research quickly allowed us to identify the market leaders and followers and how the winners were earning and leveraging this perception in the market. The product category has been around for many years, but has recently seen a burst of innovation and new product introductions. For example, the Light Cycler Nano System from Roche was introduced to the US market at the end of 2011. Using as our source material the marketing collateral provided by each brand, This would be Applied Biosystems, Thermo Scientific, Biorad, Illumina, Qiagen, and Roche. We completed a Rate My Product form for each instrument. 100 unique respondents evaluated each instrument, and the results were analyzed using the Rate My Product algorithm. This chart summarizes the Rate My Product scores obtained for each instrument. The instruments with the top scores are those from Illumina and Applied Biosystems. The insight gleaned regarding the marketing messages was fascinating in this study. In the hands of a marketing manager, experienced or novice, this information could be used to validate existing market knowledge and or shed light on vexing market questions. I was really excited by the pearls of wisdom we were able to extract from this exercise and how much sense they made. Let's take a look at a couple of them. You'll remember that market receptivity reflects the language used to explain the customer need, how well that language resonates with your target audience, and how well the product, in this case, one of 7 low throughput real-time PCR instruments, meets that customer need. You can see that the market receptivity scores for the Illumina and Applied Biosystems instruments are the highest. Their scores are shown by the above average bars. In this case, average is represented by the horizontal line. In this case, both companies identified the customer need as making advanced real-time PCR technology accessible to both experienced and to new users. Again, from our earlier discussion, you'll remember that the marketing effectiveness score combines the power of brand familiarity with the clarity and believability of the marketing message. Applied Biosystems is the market leader in real-time PCR instrumentation. Illumina is best known for microarrays and next-generation sequencing. Brand awareness and the believability of communications produced by Applied Biosystems made the difference when examining the differences that generate the overall score for marketing effectiveness. The difference in the marketing effectiveness scores between the two companies makes this clear. Applied Biosystems score is above average and Illumina's is not.
Thank you, Robin, for these insights. And thank you to all of you for joining us today to learn more about Rate My Product. As I mentioned, to run a single Rate My Product is $1,500, $1,500. At that price, why not give it a try? Give us a call. We can step you through the process and answer any questions you might have. It really is very easy to use and a quick way to get the answers you need. We look forward to hearing from you and thank you again for spending time with us today. We do have a question here. What objective data, if any, confirm that Rate My Product accurately predicts the success of a new product in the relevant marketplace and is not inferior as a predictor to more costly traditional market research?
That's a great question. Who's that from? Michael?
Michael.
Thank you, Michael. This is Bill. As a relatively new offering of ours, the track record of Rate My Product is not statistically established yet, but we do have anecdotally great feedback from those that have used it and the success that they have had in introducing new products. So we've been running this now since October of last year, and the feedback we're getting from those that both beta tested it using actual products and actual paying clients continues to confirm that we have that it is reliable. That said, it is directional data due to the relatively low end that you get for each $1,500. I would like to point out, however, that there certainly are many companies who invest heavily in market research, particularly when a particular instrument or new uh, line of consumables is going to be a major moneymaker for them, and they've invested heavily in product development, etc. And we will do $30,000 and $40,000 projects to with very, very large sample sizes and extensive statistical analysis using multiple tools. Rate My Product is based on that experience. We've done many, many, many of these projects over the years, and we've gotten to know what's going to work and what's not in terms of predictive abilities. So the we've taken best practices and simplified it, and with that simplification, we've been able to lower the cost. I hope that answers your question.
So we have another question in regarding the 100 respondents from the Science Advisory Board. Are they only researchers? Would it be possible to use Rate My Product for a pharma-related product and not just a research product?
Thank you, Jody. The answer is kind of sort of. Right now, Rate My Product at this particular price point is assuming that 30 of the 100 will be from a pharma or a biotech. Could we do 100 pharma or biotech only? The answer is yes, but we would probably need to adjust the pricing ever so slightly upward due to the fact that there are fewer scientists employed in pharma and biotech companies. So the answer is you get 30, which is statistically significant at the $1,500 price. We would be more than happy to talk to you about your particular sample.
And along those lines, another question has come in. Are there similar rating systems for innovative drugs, medical diagnostics, or medical devices?
I am not aware of a similar self-service tool. Certainly, there are companies and consultants in pharma. If Michael, you're familiar with Migliara Kaplan, they were, they built all sorts of econometric models to predict the likelihood of success for various therapeutic products. They were very expensive, but they became sort of an industry gold standard over the years. Molecular or medical devices, I think that a similar approach to what we're using in Rate My Product would be applicable because it has easily an easily identifiable value proposition. It has features that a potential user can rate on the numerous different scales that we use. The difference, of course, would be the sample, but I'm not aware of any similar self-service tool currently on the market.
So we wanted to get you all out of class today by 1:30. So thank you all for joining us. We appreciate your thoughtful questions and your time and attention. You know what? We have one more minute and we have one more question. So let's go ahead and
Take it.
yeah, let's take it. Okay. So here we go. Chris says, you are suggesting that your product allows a comparison of my concept to a normative database. If so, how many data points or individual concept observations make up the database at this time? It looks like there's more. Hang on a second. Got to scroll down. Oh, that's it.
It's a great question, and I'll be very honest with you, Chris, is that the database will only get better and better throughout this year as more and more companies use this. Right now, we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 to 40 separate products have been tested using this since last October.
Mm-hmm.
But the rate is picking up. done for this week alone, and we've got more booked for next week. Right now, we continue to rate or compare your product against the average of all products tested to date. One of the questions when you fill out the form is this an instrument, a consumable, or a service? By the end of next month, we will probably have enough in the database so that you could be, if you have an instrument, you will be compared only to instruments. You can, or only to consumables. Ideally, by the end of the year, we hope to have sufficient data that you will be able to compare your product specifically to um, other products in that category. So the more and more people that use it, the more and more valuable the comparative data become. The other point I'd like to bring out is that this is a very dynamic database. So as the industry averages change, we can also set it up so that as more and more data goes into the database, your averages can be updated dynamically.
And the final question that came in is such a good one. Can the company with the product share the results of Rate My Product in its marketing of the product? And the answer is we certainly hope so. We keep all of the results confidential. They belong to our client, and we would be delighted if you were to share them with the world. On that note, thank you again for joining us, and we will take any questions you have offline. And it was just a delight to spend some time with you. Thanks again.